Hello, this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel Arunfoot. Today I want to talk about Mohun Bagan Supergiant and their next AFC Champions League 2 encounter away to Iranian giants Sepahan, which will be played in Isfahan on September 30th. So next Tuesday, big game for both the teams because Mohun Bagan lost 0-1 at home to Ahal FK, while Sepahan had travelled to Jordan and lost to Al Hussein also by the same scoreline. But the big talking point once more in connection to Mohun Bagan and a match away in Iran is, will the foreigners travel? Now we go back to last season where Mohun Bagan was supposed to travel to northern Iran and face Tractor in the ACL2, but they didn't, and they were thrown out of the competition, and a lot of talking points. Should they have traveled? Should they have not have traveled? Because rockets were flying during the match days. This time, the conversation is a little different. This time around, there is no question that Mohun Bagan Supergiant will have to travel. But the question is, have visas been issued to all their players? And when we talk about all their players, we're mainly talking about the foreigners. Because yes, there is a problem for Westerners to travel to Iran. But on the other side, there is one big point to talk about is that the Iranian government, the Iranian Football Federation, as well as the opponents, the local clubs, always say that they will ensure the security and safety of foreign teams coming to Iran. Now, there's been a lot of social media talk and chatter about, there are visa issues, there are other issues of why the foreigners could not travel. While on the other side, certain fans have taken it on them to get that clarified by Iranian journalists, by Sepahan as a club, where clearly it has been stated that visas for all players, for all officials of Mohun Bagan Supergiant have been issued by the Iranian authorities. While in Kolkata, certain media were reporting that those visas were not issued. So there is a conflicting story once again on this topic. Now, who are we talking about? We're talking about, when we talk about Westerners traveling, we surely talk about Jose Francisco Molina as a head coach and his assistants as well. We talk about the players. We talk about Tom Aldred as a Scotsman, Dimi Petratos, Alberto Rodriguez, Jay McLaren, Jason Cummings. I guess Robson Robinho as a Brazilian doesn't fall into that category, but we're talking about those five. But then I myself looked at the Sepahan Sports Club squad list and realized actually Europeans in the squad, right? There are players from Portugal, France and Spain in their squad. So this whole narrative of, we can't travel with our best team and, there are problems in there, to me does not hold. I do remember in the past that Mumbai City in the AFC Champions League traveled without head coach and players because they didn't feel safe to travel. That's a very valid reason as a Western. But the point is that in the past, even superstars like Cristiano Ronaldo have traveled to Iran to play football. If an individual says, I don't feel safe, I don't want to travel, it should be left to that individual player to decide if he wants to travel or not. But to try and create a media narrative that, we're not getting visas, we've got this problem, we've got that problem. After all the conversations that were had after the draw, I remember, and maybe you also remember, it was said, Sepahan is going to do everything to enable Mohun Bagan Supergiant to travel with the whole squad to Iran. They will even, if needed, offer a private aircraft to bring them to Isfahan to play against Sepahan. What's happened with that? So, shifting narratives. What is the real story? Maybe we will never get to know. But for me is one thing very, very clear. Mohun Bagan needs to go to Iran. And whatever the outcome, whatever the result, you have to play that ACL2 match in the interest of not only Mohun Bagan Supergiant as a club, as an entity, but as Indian football. Maybe that is the main point, in my opinion, that we need to talk about, that we need to discuss, and that we need to really focus on. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? You've got anything else to say? Write those things down in the comments below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.